Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and hot rodders of all ages. We're going to take a break on the T-bucket build for just a few hours. I've got this stainless steel exhaust, and I need to weld a O2 sensor in for an LS swap. I did not build this first, the exhaust, but a buddy of mine brought it to me and said, "Hey, can you weld an O2 sensor in there for me?" It's like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." So I ordered from a big box store out there in Nebraska. Sells a lot of hot rod parts. I ordered their O2 sensor bung kit. You get 2 bungs and 2 plugs. I don't need the plugs. I also don't need the second bung, but I'll throw them in my toolbox, and we'll use them some other day probably. So let me give you my review of these bungs. Not real happy with them. This is how far they go to get. Let me get my in the middle of the camera here. This is how far they go together. I've got a turn on that maybe before it galds up. So let's put a dash on there, and we'll see how many revolutions we get before it stops. So 3/4 of a turn, and that baby is locked up tighter than well, you know what. So I know once you weld these in, any threaded bung, you really need to take a tap and run a tap through it. So that's what I did to start off with. Is I went ahead and run a tap in them, get the threads all cleaned up, and there was a lot of stuff to come out of them. So I'm not really happy about them, but as you can see, we got her fixed. And if I want to screw the bung in, I can. So enough about the bad part. So I've got it lined up where I got a circle where it goes. So the first thing I like to do, you should do this on all holes, is I take a center punch and I put me a center punch on there. I got me a good center punch. Now stainless steel, you want to drill at a slow RPM and lots of pressure, and you want to use lots of lube, or a good lube on this. Now, you can't read the name of this, but this is, if I remember correctly, it's Anchor Lube. It's a water-based cutting lube. It is really nice for stainless steel. You can see it's, let me see if I can pour some out. It's a green color. So, and I've had this bottle a long time. So I put it on my drill bit, and I like it because it sticks with the drill bit there. So bear with me while I drill some holes. All right. So we got the center punch lined up. Now we'll go, and I like to step them up. So when I take this, it's got a step on there. If you can see that step, I'll take my micrometers. We're like at 857. So an 857 should be a 55/64. It just so happens I have a 55/64. So imagine that. We're at 857. So there you go. So we'll use some more lube on there, and we'll stair step this up. Remember, lots of pressure and low RPMs. It also helps if your drill's going the right way when you start it up. All right, so that was looks like maybe a 5/16 drill bit. Yeah, we need better light in the shop. Either that or I need better eyes. So that's pretty good there. I just wanted to get a good hole so I know where I'm going with it. Plenty of that lube. You can't use too much of that. And how do you know when you need lube? If you think you need it, go ahead and put it on there. It ain't going to hurt anything. And there we go. We'll fight it a little bit, but you can see that's a pretty nice hole there. And I always like to deburr my holes. So I use this little machinist tool here a lot of times, get that sharp edge off. And I got a pretty good burr there. So I'll just take a little grinding wheel with a sanding disc on there and knock that little burr off. But let's see if our, oh yeah, it's going to fit really nice. So let me knock that burr off. I'll get that TIG welded in there, and I'll show you a picture of it when we're done. Yeah, there we go. So we'll take this bung and we'll set her in there. Give her a little love tap. And there you go. Let me show you how this fits in there now. As you can see, it's a nice snug fit. If I can get the camera to zoom in right there. So there you have it. The only problem is that's not the one I tapped out, which is no big deal. There we go. She's in there now. Okay, so now I'll TIG around that and show you when I'm done. You know, after I welded that, and give her time to cool. If you don't give her time to cool and you run a tap in there, you're going to have all kinds of problems. So I was able to run the tap in, as you can see. It's a little noisy. Look at there. Now we can take and make sure our plug fits, because if our plug fits, that O2 sensor is going to fit. All right, so there you have it. That was today's little project for a buddy of mine on his little hot rod. You'll see it driving down the road pretty shortly here. I do want to tell you that this episode was brought to you by, yes, we have a sponsor. Can you believe that? You know, it is brought to you by Grant's 24-hour used cattle farm and ski-doo rental. So, and as I talked to him, I said, well, what made you want to go to the 24-hour cattle farm and ski-doo rental? And his answer was, well, because cows don't sleep and neither do adventure seekers. So, I mean, if you're up in his area and you're looking for adventure, it's the only place where you can buy a cow and rent a ski-doo. Hell, he'll sell you a live cow. He'll sell you a dead cow. He'll sell you a cow that fits in your freezer. He don't care as long as he's selling cows. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit that button and we'll be good to go. So we'll talk to you on the next video. Thank you.